Hey there Internet, Keeve here, and welcome to the Cars and Keeve YouTube channel. And in this video, we're once again checking out an Amazon pressure washer that could be really good, or it could just be a total bomb. The last few have been total bombs. This is a permanent magnet motor, the same type of technology they say as the MaxFlow. The only issues that I had with it, really, the performance was unbelievable. The biggest issue I had was the sound. It was loud, like loud. And the MaxFlow was overcomplicated, right? This is simpler. It is, it's got these tap buttons here. And I got to tell you, throughout the video, half of what reads out of here, I have no idea what it means. I actually read the instructions, which I don't normally do, but I tried to figure out everything, watched every video, read through their listing. It doesn't even say anything outside of hitting the on button. It's got a speed button. So does that mean I can change speed? Well, I've been holding it down, touching buttons, nothing happens. It has lights here for over voltage, over current. Now it comes with a gambit of all kinds of stuff. And all this stuff is, it's not great. It does come with an old school foam cannon. The hose that comes with it is just, it's not the worst hose that's ever been made, but it is not very flexible. This thing is $600, but I found a little trick. On their listing, they have it to where you can combine specific items to get 5%, 6%, 7%. So if you add 2 items, 5%, 6%, all the way up to 9% off if you get 5 different items. And you can click, it'll show you items. They have an item, they're 2.5 sized nozzles, $5. That $5 gets you 5% off of a $600 item. That's $30. Now, I forgot to mention, this is Tecology, they call it. This is their 5th year anniversary edition. The one thing that this thing can do that most other pressure washers can't do is this can siphon. So they give you a hose to siphon water. They give you some plastic pieces right here that you can use to put on this hose to connect it up to this. They give you this piece right here that you connect this up to a faucet or a sink. They give you a turbo nozzle, which is a full stainless turbo nozzle, which is actually pretty nice, 3.0 sized. They give you a full set of 3.0 sized nozzle guards that are 15, 25, 0, and 40 degrees. Then they also give you a 7-position selectable spray nozzle here thing. Then it comes with a shorter stubby gun, which is, it's a little heavy. The trigger is, it can be a little heavy, but the trigger isn't really far out, so you have a good bit of leverage on it. And obviously the output is at the bottom, and output is a M22, but it is a M22 that swivels. It also comes with a bag of parts that isn't listed anywhere that it comes with the machine. For what I'm looking at, smaller gaskets, larger gaskets, these little springs, I think these are internal parts for the triplex pump here, because it is a 3-piston pump. I've already started to set it up. This is 14 millimeters, so I have a 14 millimeter M22 here. This is the McKillen's quick connect, and then I have my Ely garden hose quick connect here at the bottom. Also comes with this little storage thing right here that, I guess, you can put this on there. You got a little cubby hole, obviously, for all of your random stuff. This can also be hung on the wall. Comes with 2 of these mounting brackets here, pretty stout, and they got little hooks on them. Those hooks go into these positions over here, right here, and right here. That will allow you to kind of hang it on the wall, to sit on the wall like that. But this thing is not light. So make sure whatever you're using, that goes into a stud. These are not 16 inches apart. So you'd have to have some kind of wood, or if you're mounted into concrete or something like that. Now this is supposed to run on a 20 amp circuit. This has a 2200 watt motor, it says. With a permanent magnet motor, it's just more efficient at how it delivers that power. Just like if you get a car, horsepower at the motor, the wheels, the horsepower is different. It has drivetrain loss, right? Well, these motors that are more efficient, they get more power to the wheels, and that gives you the ability to have more performance with the same electrical circuit. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, the cable, it's about 20 foot long or so. So as you see, it has a regular plug with no GFCI on it. So hopefully the plugs in your garage have GFCI on the outlet. If not, hopefully your breaker has GFCI on it. Like I said, it's a triplex pump. So the great thing about a triplex pump is it's easier to maintain. You have right here, you have a breather top for your oil, to put your oil in. You have a small sight glass, very small sight glass. And down here at the bottom, you have the oil drain plug. Then it says to use 70 to 80 milliliters of special household pressure washer oil. That's it. Doesn't say anything, but SAE 30, I would assume the word household would be it, 10W30, something like that, non-detergent type oil. But don't hold me to that because I have no clue. Like, they give you no information at all. Now in the instructions, it says it's 3.6 GPM rated, 4.0 GPM max. On their listing on Amazon, it says 2.3 GPM, which I think is hopefully closer to what we would want to get. The one thing I will say though, it sucks is they put this keypad thing right here. Well, I mean, that's the perfect place to put a pressure washer hose reel, right? So you have a nice little portable, you could try maybe change out the bottom, add some casters, right? Perfect spot. Like this is pretty decent metal here. This would definitely hold a pressure washer hose reel. You could take this and move it somewhere else. I'm not saying to do it, but you sure could because it's just screwed on there. I forgot to mention there are nozzle holders up here. These are pretty nice, just nice rubber grommets. The unloader valve, I have it fully at max, as I would always do. Well, that's enough talking about all that. Let's try it out. We're gonna use it as a siphon. We're gonna use it hose fed. We'll try everything that we possibly can here and get you all the numbers. Before we get into that, check the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hype points if you feel I deserve them, hand them my way. If not, at the very end of the video, I will show you how to use your hype points and a small creator that you can help support. Let's go have some fun. All right, so we found our way over to the side of the garage so we can hook this up to our wall setup here, get our water in. We're using their stock setup right now. Like this hose, it sucks. Like, it was pliable to a certain extent when it was kind of at the table, but once you put pressure in it, totally changes things. So, I mean, and the swivel, it's tight. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. We're a 5/8" Flexilla swivel grip hose here. As always, we have our Ely spray gun here with the quick connect attachment on it that connects right up. So we have our water flow. We are using McKillen's quick connects, the M22 ones that I took off the other hose that I'll use for that one, just to make a quick connection here. On the gun, I didn't add anything here because I wanted to see what it was like stock, and it's crap. It's crap. Just sell it like it is. Don't give me any of this BS. So I'm gonna hit the on button here and you can hear what it sounds like. It takes a little bit to get going, just like the Max Flow. It sounds like Tecology. So when I was running it full, the number readout on here was 1.4. Have no clue what that means. When I let go of the trigger, it bounced all the way up to 3.0, which leads me to believe that's the pressure switch kicking in, building up the pressure to be able to shut off. Once it's shut off, it went from 3, you know, it counted down 2.9, 2.8, all the way down to 1.4, and then it shut off. Significantly quieter than the Max Flow. I would just treat it as an on-off source, keep it at full max power and just go, because I have no idea. Like I said, the instructions, nothing. I've been playing with these buttons for hours. I can't get anything out of it. So let's put a nozzle on here.
Well, we're waiting.
Pretty decent spray pattern. It was on my meter here on the wall is about 1.8, but I think that meter's on the fritz. So we're definitely gonna do the bucket test, but at least the meter here can help us get a consistency of nozzle change. 20.52. We're already over amp on a 20 amp circuit. All right, so let's try it with their nozzle, see what the pressure is at least. So 1460 PSI. It's pretty good. It's probably why it's a little over amped. But let's try 3.0 of my test nozzles to see how close they are in performance. So we're at 20.07 amps. So the 3.0 that I use, that I believe to be way more accurate, is slightly less. And it was about 1430 PSI. So about 30 PSI less, which is why our amps were a little bit lower. But pretty close. Not enough to say that it's not accurate. I would say that it's within 0.1. No big deal there. So let's try 3.5. That was 1170 at 18.08 amps. 1.94 gallons per minute, so definitely more. So we are where we need. This is the nozzle that should have come with it. I'm actually just looking at the display. That's like 4.4. With the 3.0, we're in the 5s. So you tell it's working less. So there's some kind of correlation between this number, but I don't quite know what that correlation is. Let's try 4.0, which I think should be pretty good because it's 1170. Could we get about 1,000, 950? Let's see. This could be the one that we want. 1,005 PSI. We are dead on what we were kind of wanting. 1.99 GPM on the meter, and we were at 16.27 amps. Here's a 4.5. 2.06 gallons per minute, 850 PSI dead on, and then we were at about 14.27 amps. So the amps went way down. So to do your siphon, this is pretty common. You have to undo your adapter for your garden hose here, and then we'll have to screw this on. That's gonna allow us to take this adapter. We're gonna take this end off here, run this cap through there, work this in here. God, these plastic ribs they're just begging to break. And then we tighten that as best we can. Snap that in, and then this will go into a bucket. It's decently pliable and flexible. It doesn't really want to hold, a specific curvature, which is good. It kind of lays out nice and flat. All right, we are above the bucket, which is not an ideal scenario, but this kind of lets us know, can this siphon, can it pull from the bottom up here? Let's turn it on, see if it siphons. That actually it's a pretty good bit. It took a little bit. Obviously, we're above it. There are not many machines out there that can siphon at that type of performance. That's for sure. With Kranzla, this probably has more performance than a Kranzla at a siphon. Obviously, Kranzla is a much more quality machine, but let's try the 3.5, see if it's close to the same PSI. So 18.3 amps, 1130 PSI. So we're not quite exactly where it was before with 3.5, but very, very close. This is great siphon performance. I'm actually rather impressed with this siphon performance. So what we want to do real quick is just check to make sure that the operation of the stock gun and hose is the same as, say, running an upgraded setup. We have our Centimil gun here. It's my favorite gun. Spins like amazing. Have the McKillen's push connects here. McKillen's push connects everywhere. McKillen's hose. Let's try that 3.5 setup with the water coming from the hose feed. It's the same. It's actually exactly the same. The same amps, 1.94, 1170. It was exactly the same. So from a hose perspective, theirs is not restrictive. Now with a machine like this could make a pretty significant difference. Who knows? We'll find out. The AR630 V2 with a 1/4-inch hose was a very, very, very small percentage. It wasn't enough to sacrifice the flexibility of the 1/4-inch hose, which I like more. This was my old favorite hose, the Kevlar Blushield 3/8. Here goes nothing. We actually got kind of what I expected. We had 1200 PSI, so we had 30 more PSI. We have a little bit more PSI. The amps dropped from 18.3, 18.4 range to 17.9. Gallons per minute was exactly the same. It does go to show you that a 3/8 hose for sure will get you a little bit more performance and a little bit less amps as well. Now, since we've proven that the stock gun and hose setup is no different than this hose setup, we're going to use this one because this is just way better. And if you spent $600 on one of these, you're probably not using any of the stuff that comes with this anyway, except maybe the siphon hose, right? Not even the foam cannon. All right, now we can actually show you what this thing truly is like when washing a car, which could be a disappointment. You saw the performance numbers. Things look promising. The siphon looks promising. The ramp up and the ramp down is going to be, something you may not like. The ramp down isn't so bad. It does shut off when it needs to. It just continues to just kind of slowly ramp down. The ramp up is going to be a problem for you when it comes to foaming and rinsing. You're gonna have to wait for it to kind of build up. You're gonna be standing there for 2-3 seconds, even more, just waiting for it to build up. So I'm just gonna put this way back over here. So the noise of this, which is usually in the 80 to 85 decibel range, doesn't affect the pressure washer. So ambient from right here is 34-ish. The max flow at 6 feet away, I think it was up there. Maybe it was 90-ish, high 80s. Let's go. Not bad at 79 decibels. Whether I went here, moved my way back this way, 79. So sound-wise, pretty dang good. But in the meantime, let's see the panel impact here. I will say it produces a lot of mist. I had to turn the AC on dry mode. This is the 4.0. So this is going to give us that 1000 PSI. Now this is a 25-degree nozzle, so it's going to be a slightly different. I just prefer 25-degree nozzles. That's nice. That's real nice. Did it get quieter? It got quieter at 76 decibels. Anytime that you go up in nozzles, the machine doesn't work as hard. Less amps, machine doesn't make as much noise. So say, did the manufacturer use no nozzle? Because a lot of manufacturers get their max flow rate. It's whatever it is with no nozzle. So could they have done the same thing to get the noise? Let's see. 67 decibels. So then they can't say they're lying, right? They can just say, oh, well, you know what? Under certain circumstances, we can get these numbers. So the foam can that comes with it, we do not have a changeable orifice. So all you have is what's in there. I measured this with my pin gauge set, comes out to a 1.15. This is what I'm telling you about the startup with this. Watch how long it takes to get your foam. That's great foam. What is our amperage on that? Oh, we're good. 17.6. All right, now I have my favorite foam cannon right now. Currently, that could change soon. I have a couple other ones I'm trying out. We'll see. But this just kind of goes with the whole color scheme here. This has a 1.35 in it because that's what I use with my AR because I like to not work it so hard, and it still creates amazing foam with that. So in the foam can, I didn't say earlier, is Incredible Suds Type 2. This is an amazing cleaning soap, slick, foams crazy good, just a really good soap. You put 1 ounce in your foam can, you fill it up to 1,000 milliliter mark, and you're good to go. Or you use a dilution of 33:1, which is what I use in my pre-mix bottles over here on the side to do larger amounts. So that way you just pour what you need in the bottle. Code CARSKEY to save you 10% at the House of Rags or a DIY detail. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Crazy thing is, it's the same amps. The same thing happened on the max flow. So I wonder if the initial 1.15 that's in our initial foam cannon, it pulled it down to the 17 range maybe. I don't quite know how or why, but with the Rank Hovo, with the 1.35, 17.4 amps. Worked perfect though, worked perfect. Let's rinse this off with a 4.0. 1,000 PSI, probably 2 gallons a minute. What about the Keeve nozzle? So this is we call it a Keeve nozzle. Somebody else coined that. I didn't make that up. I'm not that egotistical. But this has the 0.3 millimeter filter on it. This is about $10 nozzle. It comes with 3 different filters. Just great to use with the machine on or off to spray a shower. That's pretty good. A lot of people like to use that for washing tires and stuff off without having all splash back in your face. Spotless rinse at the end. Just checking water behavior, things like that. Works really well. I'll have to figure it out in the beginning what the ramp up is, and then I'll have however long that is on the stopwatch for each run before I feel like it's really running. I'll go that much further beyond. So this can't be crazy accurate, but it's going to give us enough. We have the bucket on here is teared out at 0. So the only weight that we're weighing is the water weight, and 8.34 pounds per gallon. So whatever comes here, we divide that by 8.34. That gives us our gallons per minute. Go. 3 seconds. So that gives us 1.978, so 1.98 gallons per minute. So we're pretty much dead on 2 gallons a minute at almost 1200 PSI. That's not bad at all, right? That's not bad. So this one has the 4.0. Here we go. 17.2, so we got an improvement. Let's see what that is. 2.06 gallons per minute, so we can get 1000 PSI, 2.06 gallons per minute. That's pretty good. All right, here's our 4.5. 2.12 gallons per minute at 850-ish PSI. So at a 25 degree, that would probably be a really good way to go. At a 40 degree, you can go 1000 PSI at 2.06 gallons per minute, which would be your 4.0 nozzle. There you go. And this is a tough one because a year and a half ago, we would have been like, wow, this is cool. But now that the max flows out at 2.38 gallons per minute on a 15 amp circuit, performance wise blows this out of the water. And it's 20 amp versus 15 amp. But the sound of this is so much better, and it can siphon. So they both kind of have their thing going. The price of this is, I think it's overpriced a little bit to the market, $600. I think at $500 it'd be much better without all the accessories compared to the Active 2.3, which is a 15 amp circuit. It can do 2.3 gallons per minute. So more performance, but it cannot siphon, and it is loud too. Not as loud as the Max Flow to me. It's a more pleasant hum sound, but decibel wise, it's just as loud. And the Max Flow can sometimes get a little screech that goes crazy R2D2 levels. Man, it's really tough decision. It works really well. The siphoning is where it's at though. So there you go. Don't forget to check the links below for anything to video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hype points. Like I mentioned earlier, if you feel I deserve some, you can hand some my way. If not, I have a small creator here that you can support. Well, I say small, it's Eddie from ECDC. Sorry, Eddie. But over here on the comment section, Eddie's really cool, really nice guy. He's moving up there. I don't know if he's really a small creator to me anymore. It's more than I am, but you move over here to the left. You have your hype points. When you scroll left on your comments, I can hype him up. He has 7,150 there. I can give him 550. Any creator that is partnered with YouTube and is less than 500,000 subscribers is eligible. And the video that you hype has to be less than 7 days old. So it is a leaderboard. It's an organic way to grow small creators. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you in the next video. It's where you can hang this on the wall. So they sit on the wall. And it says to use 70 to 80 millimeter. Then it says to use then it says to use 70 to 80 millimeter. Then it says to use 70 to, oh my God. Sometimes this. So there you go. Don't forget. So there you go. Don't forget the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget. So there you go. Don't forget the links. And I meant, oh my gosh. So don't forget the link. So for.